All right, you guys, y'all know we have to talk about Miss Nene Leakes, okay? Before we get into talking about Nene Leakes, let me just remind you, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share my videos, share my channel with your friends, get to know me. You know, again, I'm going to keep saying this, I'm growing my channel. And so, you know, as much sharing and sharing the love that you guys would do would be great for me as I grow my channel. So please like and subscribe and share. So again, this has been a crazy week, one of the craziest weeks I've seen in a while with the news and all the gossip cycle. There's this news story, that news story, Anita Baker's acting crazy. And then we have Nene, who we love from Real Housewives of Atlanta. She has allegedly broken up with her boyfriend, who she's been with for, I believe, a year and a half. And please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing his name. I believe his name is pronounced Nyoni. And he is a fashion designer or suit designer based out of Atlanta. Very good looking brother. He's an older gentleman, but he's very good looking. So good job. Kudos, Nene. In addition to talking about this, I want to also talk about dating married men, but we're going to table that for about 5 minutes. We're going to dig in a little deeper about Nene. So remember when Greg, rest in peace, he passed away about 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And when he passed away, like 15 minutes later, Nene was dating this man. And we all had an opinion about it. We're like, hey, you know, he just passed away. The man isn't even, he's still warm and you already have a man. And so Nene immediately came out and she was like, look, Greg's been sick for a while. He gave me permission to date someone right away. He wants to see me happy. And let's be honest, we saw on the show, I don't think Nene was checking for Greg for years. I think it was a situation where she loved him but wasn't in love with him. You know, she'd been with him so long, he was sick and she was trying to just soothe him through his passing, which she did. That's my opinion. So we have that. Greg passed away, then she had a boyfriend. Then we find out the gentleman is still married. So we're like, oof, okay, this is getting juicy, a lot going on. And then allegedly, we see that the gentleman, Nyoni's estranged wife, was like allegedly trying to sue Nene, saying, I forget what the exact law is in Georgia, but it was a law basically saying like, I'm married, it's against the law for you to be kind of just, you know, gallivanting around with my husband. I don't know the specific law. You got to ask your attorney friends, but this is alleged. So my point is that in the midst of dealing with her grief with Greg's passing, she had all this other stuff going on. Fast forward to a year and a half later, here we are. She's still with this man up until this week when we start seeing her posting the subs. And y'all know how it is. You see when women start posting subs about, you know, I should be being treated better and this is how a narcissist acts. And, you know, so we see her, we like, well, what is this all about? She's posting stuff about her soft girl era. I'm like, girl, goodbye. And then honestly, Nene saying something about, you know, commentary about narcissism is actually hilarious because Nene, to be honest, you have some narcissistic traits yourself, but we're not even going to get into that. I'm digressing. So we find out that allegedly Nene has broken up with this gentleman. She's single. She's free, you know, free to do whatever she wants to do now. And she says she's in her soft girl era and she wants happiness, which I want happiness for Nene. I want her to be happy. You know, however that comes. We don't know what has allegedly happened with her and this gentleman. We don't know if he cheated. Who knows? I'm sure we'll find that out in the coming weeks. So there we have that. You know, there's a little breakdown, some little information in case you didn't know on what is happening with Nene. Now, specifically, I want to ask y'all what y'all feel about dating a married person. What are y'all's thoughts? Okay? Because, and we're just generally speaking, I'm not speaking about Nene and this gentleman. I'm just, you know, since we're on the subject, I just want to generally talk about dating a married man or men dating a married woman. I feel like there's so much trickery involved in that. And I feel like people really need to be careful with dating someone who is married, because I feel like a good percentage, and again, I haven't done the research, so don't quote me on this, but I'm going to go on a limb and say that half the people that you meet that tell you meet them, you're like, oh, okay, you get to know them, maybe a week or two later, they drop the bomb that they're married. Oh, but you know, I'm getting a divorce. I think that a good portion of those people who meet women or men with the intention to date supposedly and say they're getting a divorce, they don't be about to get a divorce. And when I say that there's trickery, I think that is what I'm referring to, that people, we got to be really careful in general about dating people who are married, because a lot of times they don't have any intentions on leaving the person that they're with. You know, y'all want to have some real conversation? Let's have some real conversation. I'm gonna have to get on the men for a second. And I am speaking about the men because I can only speak on this subject from a woman's perspective. Fellas, y'all be lying. Ooh, y'all be lying. Y'all be lying, and a lot of y'all are cheating on your wife. And why are y'all doing it? I guess for me, maybe some men can chime in on why they don't leave their wives. I don't know if it's because you don't want to deal with the financial fallback from like actually leaving, or if it's the children, or if it's just complacency and comfort. But like a lot of men are cheating on their wives, and then a lot of y'all are lying to women that you meet, and you're telling them that you're going to leave your wife and you're not. Why y'all doing that? Women, protect your heart. If a man is saying, again, some men are actually getting a divorce, but if he tells you he's getting a divorce, require proof. You can't just be like, oh, I'm separated, but like you're not legally separated. If you're really separated, I need to see the separation papers before I take this seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just say I'm separated and like just blow in the wind and I'm supposed to accept that. You know, because I am in the belief that, you know, because sometimes divorces are more complicated than what we like them to be. I've never been married or divorced, but I know a lot of people who have, and I know that it can be very complex. So the timelines on when divorces are finalized can be very, very weird. But I need you to be putting it into motion. Like, I need to see that and know that. You cannot be separated and you haven't like put it on paper. That is very important. So ladies and men, because women do this too, just make sure that if you are going to date someone who is married, make sure that that is the step that they're at least at. If they like just say they got separated and left the house like 2 weeks ago, don't invest your time into them, because people change their minds so often. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen people just change their mind up and down, up and down. So use your brain when it comes to this. And again, as it relates to Nene, I'm not saying the reason that she broke up is because he's going back to his wife. That's not what I'm implying. However, it could be, what if Nene found out that this Nyoni was messing with his wife on the side and lying? What if Nyoni was dating Nene for a come up? He has a business. Maybe he wanted more exposure to his business. Maybe he never really was leaving his wife. My point is, if you don't see that paperwork, don't do it. I believe personally that if someone's getting separated and you are for sure that they're going through with the divorce, I think you can date them. They can't be like living with their wife, because that's another thing. Men love to be like, oh, we're separated, but we still live together. Nah, bruh, I'm not dating you and you're living with your wife or whatever. Like, I'm not doing that. That's the same thing as like, you know, when the baby daddies, they don't really be with the baby mom, but they live with her. It's just like, oh, people, you got to be a little bit smarter. So that is just a piggyback off of like the Nene situation. I just wanted to talk about it. I think it's a very interesting subject. Dating people who are married in general, and the trials and tribulations and the different issues that can come about from that, come out from that. It's a lot, and you got to be careful. It's a very slippery slope, and you don't want to end up like Nene on the internet, you know, posting her stories, subliminal posts about narcissism. I'm just saying. So yeah, I'm gonna be following this as well. Let me know what you guys think about not only Nene and her breakup, but what do you guys think about dating men that are married or women that are married? Do you prefer that? Are you against it? Are you for it? What are your thoughts? So please interact with me. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Again, like and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.